Hello, and welcome to That 90s Podcast, the podcast that looks back on the decade that brought us so much televisual joy and pain in equal measure. Frasier good, Jerry Springer not so good. You get the idea. It's been a while, but we got our time machine out of the garage to continue our trek into UK game shows of this era. And this one's a biggie. This is a biggie. I'm Chris Mayer, in case you didn't know, and joining me this time is a man so 90s, he stalls a Furby guard in his room. It's my old chum, Thomas Mawson.
A Furby guard?
Yeah, that's what they did. They kind of guard, they just stared, and then if someone went near, they had a sensor.
Oh, right, so you didn't plug them in like a protection light
I don't know what toys you had, mate.
Furby was not one of them.
No, Furbies are terrifying.
I did not like them whatsoever.
No.
They were too familiar to Gremlins.
The problem is now I feel like that Furby kind of was right at the end of the 90s. It's one of those kind of on the edge. I don't know if it's...
Either way, it was a bit bollocks.
And also, I should have already researched that before starting recording. How are you, sir?
I'm Furbalicious.
Furbalicious for me, babe.
Babe. I'm good. I'm excited to be back. I'm pumped. And psyched for this episode.
Big Papa pumped.
Pig Papa pumped for this episode.
Pig Papa pumped.
Pig pen pumped.
Pig pumped. Hello.
How are you?
Fine. It's a bit tongue twisted. I think the editing will allow, some time.
We'll make it smooth.
Yeah, I said it was a biggie. I wasn't lying. It's the Crystal Maze. It's one of the shows we earmarked from the very beginning, isn't it?
It is.
This and Gladiators for me. These are the two.
We could not do this show without doing this show.
Yes, I agree. And I have so much fond memories for this show.
It is the best game show ever made.
Well, I think it was voted as such, voted the best UK game show of all time at one point. Although I think they probably do that poll every 10 years, so they kind of probably change it a bit. But this is consistently top 5.
We'll go into it, but what could you actually have that would top the Crystal Maze?
Blockbusters. Catchphrase. Say what you see.
Bob Holness is my hero, so that's fine. I wouldn't disagree. Yeah, I would disagree with that.
Bay Holness.
Stop hopping on board the current train, Chris.
No, that's gone. That train's gone. Definitely gone.
People still say Bay.
No.
I never did.
No, I'm doing it. I'm doing it ironically.
Oh, thank you. You shouldn't, though.
That's what people in the 90s did, right?
Yeah.
Crystal Maze, what do you remember about that?
I remember spheres. Dented spheres.
Crystals, I believe.
Crystals, yes.
The clue was in the title. I remember a maze.
Power Ranger-style jumpsuits.
Yeah.
A glistening bald head. And fantastic waistcoats is what I remember.
Well, that's the podcast done now.
Excellent.
So well done. I have nothing to add to that. Yeah, same. I think for me it was I remember when it was on. It may have been a rerun of it because I wouldn't have been when it first came out. I wasn't old enough, so it would have been a rerun on Channel 4. It was so popular for Channel 4 anyway. And my uncle was always got 11 in the morning, 12, something teenager at the time, and I would have been 6, 7. And he would always have it on, and I was just it blew my mind because it's something it seemed so real to me. It's obviously now looking back, not so much. You realise that it's not as good.
I think what sold it for all age groups, particularly when I was a kid, was the fact that it didn't paint itself out to be a game show.
No.
It painted itself to be an adventure show.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's the longevity of it. You can almost look back at it as a period piece in many ways, but it's lasted longer because it's got its own
it's still repeated
personal brand.
It's still repeated on Challenge, but what isn't? So.
Exactly. Who Wants to Be a Millionaire is on there all the time.
Judith Keppel.
It makes me sad.
That major who coughed. What a cunt. Anyway.
I have no idea what
Explicit tag.
Beep.
So, The Crystal Maze was produced by Chatsworth TV. They were behind Treasure Hunt, so they do adventure type stuff anyway. This is kind of a progression onto that. It ran between February 1990, so right before I was born March 1990, for anybody who's going to send me presents.
Hey.
In what? Wink. Visual wink.
We need a P.O. box.
P.O. box. Why? Who sends mail these days?
Well, how are you going to get presents?
Good point.
People don't use eagles anymore, Chris.
Just leave it somewhere, I'll find it.
Geotag this gift.
February 1990 to August 1995, so the first half of the 1990s. How many episodes do you think there were, Thomas Mawson? It's the guessing game that everyone loves.
I'm going to say...
Go into Wikipedia.
97.
Ooh, he's close, but he's not that close.
Oh.
83.
Okay.
And I think that includes Christmas specials, which were the shows where they would let kids do it.
Yeah.
Which is a really cool way of just...
I remember those.
I seem to... Yeah. I remember that.
Yeah, totally.
Don't want to talk about it at the moment. So yeah, the first 4 seasons were presented by my boy, Richard O'Brien, and the final 2 were presented by Ed Tudor-Pole.
My boy.
Which is your boy.
He is my boy.
And each show is 1 hour, including adverts.
Yes.
Yeah, like adverts for Maxwell House and Kit Kats and shit.
Yes.
They're relevant.
Yes.
Yeah.
Cup of tea and a biscuit nature, you know. Oh, Maxwell House, that's...
Whoa!
Take me back to the days that I still didn't drink coffee.
No, I still don't. No. So the original intention was to have a UK version of Fort Boyard. Because it was Rants originally. We'll get on to this.
Yes.
But they couldn't secure the set because it's a fort in the middle of a sea.
Yes.
Something like that. I think. I've been led to believe.
There's probably ownership.
We'll get on to Fort Boyard at some point. Maybe next time. Spoilers. But they just couldn't secure the set, so they went, we're just going to make our own. So it was in like an air hangar in somewhere in London. So, and that's it.
Did you know that the set is actually the size of 2 football pitches?
I have that written down. You're getting ahead of yourself.
Sorry, I'm so sorry.
The set was actually the size of 2 football pitches. And it cost £250,000 to build, which is actually the price of a house now. So.
And that's good money for that time.
Yeah, I think that's like change room style budget. That's not, Handy Andy came in with his hammer. Tommy Walsh did all the water features. Tommy did the keep.
The gatekeeper Tommy.
Right, this is a note. Right, we can leave this in. I don't care. Okay. But we are doing an episode of Ground Force, and that is the end of it.
Game shows, evening shows, yeah, I'm fine with that.
So this original Fort Boyard style thing would have been like a UK Dungeon and Dragons type thing, and that's where Richard O'Brien comes in, because I think he's like, from his whole background of being in Rocky Horror and stuff like that, that isn't like the ideal person to present that game show. And then we go. Should we talk about Richard O'Brien then? Because
yes,
I love Richard O'Brien.
You go first.
He's just so charismatic. And he probably hams it up in the show, but if he didn't, I wouldn't find it anywhere near as interesting, because he probably gives it everything. And like some people, like some presenters would just be I'm presenting the show, but I think he meant more to him than that. I mean, it seems a bit like going over the top, but I seriously think he's one of the best hosts of the game show I've ever seen.
Absolutely.
because he's not an arsehole.
That is absolutely true.
Crucially, he actually backs the team and congratulates them, and also is quite willing to say they're shit when they're shit. So that's like good balance there, and that's what I love about it.
I think what makes him work is that he is very much a part of the Crystal Maze. Like he's the presenter of the show, but again he's sort of like the head of the adventure. And you can describe it as hamming it up, but because the show's supposed to be that way in the first place, it's just adhering to the set and the environment.
It's not trying to be something else.
It's not a self-indulgent show, and neither is he. Like you say, he's not just a personality trying to get himself over and promote himself. He's very much playing the part. He's acting, basically.
Yeah, exactly. That's what his background is. So,
yeah, exactly. No, I came into seeing him quite late on, because when I first started watching Crystal Maze was right at the very end.
Yeah,
with Edward Tudor-Pole, who I thought was excellent. Actually, I thought he was really, really good at the show. A bit more straightforward, a little bit more serious.
Yeah,
but not breaking away to do as much comedy as Richard O'Brien would. Yeah, but that's a different skill set.
At the same time, I think this is probably why the show had a decent run. 5 years is a not bad run, but I think when he left, it kind of probably lost that sort of charm about it.
Yeah.
And it's not really his fault. It's just a case of a different style, as you say.
And Edward Tudor-Pole comes from music anyway. He's not from an acting background of any kind, so you can't really expect that from him. Yeah. They're both dressed very, very well. Who would not dress like Richard O'Brien?
It reminds you, like his style kind of reminds. It's like a sort of toned down The Cat from Red Dwarf. That kind of stylish kind of
kind of like a kid's falling into both the mum and dad's wardrobe and come out as a result of it.
It's charity shop chic. Yes, that's kind of the vibe I get.
Zebra zebra boots and all. Not zebra boots, cheetah boots.
Cheetah boots.
And just long waistcoat, like
Jaguar.
waistcoats that are the length of legs. It's no. I think he is the absolute best presenter that we've come across so far, and
there's a reason why I pushed for us to watch an episode hosted by him rather than Ed Tudor-Paul. I've got nothing against Ed Tudor-Paul, but he's just like Rich O'Brien. Like he is that show.
But even I remember the show more for him. Like me and my brother, when I was about 10, we watched all the reruns on Challenge TV like over and over and over again. So I've watched literally
you
every episode.
You and me both, I think. So filming would take 2 days for each episode, which is quite a long time. So it's not an hour. Amazingly, it's not just an hour. And it's not like that.
You might have written about this already, but I can tell you why that is. So the show is. I had a burst bubble moment with Crystal Maze when I was a bit older. I was about 15 and I was watching it and I thought...
Do I need to play like violin music here?
Basically, when I started getting into editing and film production, like you realise, wait, there can't be that amount of cameras in a room at once. So so it's extremely very heavily edited. So...
Don't shatter people's illusion.
I'm sorry, I'm telling you. So what happens is... It's still on. So what happens is they actually do an honest playthrough. They film that, and the times are kept and the outcome is kept as well. But the second day is spent doing close-ups.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
And recreating the games.
I knew that happened, but I thought, that is actually way more productive. Because there's like little shots, it's like when they're grabbing the crystal. It's like, we need that shot. Kind of
there's really obvious close-ups where you think, unless they have got about 10 different cameras in there that you would see from the main view of the room anyway, it wouldn't.
Also, I think now the set would be built with that in mind. I think.
I imagine there's it's coming back apparently. I imagine they'll have like GoPros on their heads and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. There's wearable cameras now. Yeah. I've seen Peep Show, I know that it's possible.
The future is here. But then you get reaction shots of people as well, and you're obviously, they're all dramatised. But for the show that they're trying to...
We'll get onto this, don't worry.
For the show that they're trying to create, it works. I noticed it immediately that it was so heavily edited, but I forgot about it by the end of it because I was so invested in the show. Yeah. But you only notice how bad it is when you get to the Crystal Dome because there's a little camera at the bottom showing everybody jumping about.
Just for everyone knows, Thomas is currently doing a Jay-Z / DDP diamond cutter type thing.
Gesture
around his groin. So
imagine my groin is the floor of the Crystal Maze and Crystal Dome. But then they've got close-ups of everybody, and obviously that wouldn't work. So there is, if you're a bit critical, you have to have a suspension of disbelief in your adult years when you're watching it. But back then, when we were younger than 10, you had no idea. Yeah. So
and that's what I loved about it. So three episodes shot a week, and so this entire series would take 5 weeks to film. So it's pretty condensed. Filming schedule seems a bit intense, but from what I read about Richard O'Brien's quotes on it, he seemed to really enjoy it, and that's the main thing. I think that comes across very well. Each episode is £125,000 to film, which is it's quite so. Yeah, got to tally it up. 8 episodes cost $1 million. Jesus. And it was so popular on Channel 4, one of the most popular shows on the channel at the time. 4 to 6 million viewers at peak, occasionally 7 million for a Christmas special, so really good. But Richard O'Brien's he kind of was a bit annoyed that they didn't kind of push it anymore. It seemed very organic growth. It was kind of a case of there was not much advertising for it. It was just kind of, this is on now. And he thought they should have waved the flag more for it. Like some shows, like Jonathan Ross had a talk show on Channel 4 in the early 90s, and they pushed that despite having less ratings. So he got a bit annoyed about that. But I don't know if that was a factor in leaving. I think it was more a case of him just coming to, he needed someone to do something different, and that's cool. So
the thing is, if you want to grow with something that isn't being pushed for growth, then you're wasted there. So I can completely see why you left. Yeah, I think as well, 4
series is a good run.
I would not want any more Crystal Maze than there has been done already.
Oh, well, this is a problem because they're bringing it back.
In the original set, I mean, I look back and I don't think it should have had more or less. I think that's a perfect amount.
Yeah, so they are bringing it back, but it's for Stand Up to Cancer on Channel 4. There's a charity thing in about a month's time. So we're recording, not filming. I don't want to film you today.
No.
Recording in September 2016. And it was originally going to be hosted by David Tennant,
Mm-hmm.
but now it's going to be Stephen Merchant instead, which I think is a better choice in a weird way, because it's kind of Tennant isn't. I don't get why they picked Tennant. I don't know.
I can, if you think about how he was dressed in Harry Potter, for example, there is the idea of him being dressed similarly.
Goes around with a sonic screwdriver all the time. It's like, you're done with that, mate. You're not investigating
you
crimes.
can win now, bing! Stephen Merchant could be good, I think. Like, I think he's a very
as long as he doesn't bring in Ricky Gervais, I'm fine with that.
Yes. Ricky Gervais has no place in the Crystal Maze. Except as Mumsy.
And there's a possible title. Yes. So there we go. That's the background to the show.
Yes.
Oh, are you ready?
Let's dig in.
You know what comes first, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you not see the excitement in my eyes? Folks, be seated as always.
So be seated in the auditorium.
Yes. Gaze your ears
You can't gaze at it.
on Sonic Splendor. Go.
So yeah, the theme. The theme. It's mega. It's just mega with two G's. That's
Go first, Chris. Double M, double E, double G, double A.
I've only written 3 words,
Okay.
and they're all ticks. Icks. We'll go icks.
Okay.
Bombastic. Dramatic. Iconic. Simple as that.
That is it.
I don't need to say anything else. You can go.
I will. It is without the doubt the best theme. I realise we said that about
Most
Gladiators.
No, I think it's better than Gladiators.
I think it's absolutely better than Gladiators.
Yeah.
It's not hammy. Like it again. Everything.
Ham is the new thing for it.
Ham is the new black.
Ham's the new black.
That's not a title.
No.
Everything about the show, like the dress, the appearance, the way people act, and the music is all appropriate. Everything is crafted for that show. Like there's not one thing that sticks out of place, I find.
Besides Gladiators, Gladiators with the guitar, like the riff on it.
Yeah.
It's kind of
It had a riff.
It had a riff. Yeah.
Yes.
The whammy.
Wow. Was it whammy? I think it was
know.
whammy.
I think it was
Something like that. Something like that.
If it's not whammy, it's whammy or hammy.
Well, you spell whammy with a H anyway. Whammy. Wow. Yeah, the theme song, it is theatrical. It's weirdly minimal, I think. It's basically all synthesized.
Yeah, it is, but it's still it makes a lot out of nothing.
Yeah, it's very dramatic in terms of its building to like. It sounds mysterious, and it sounds like there's a good amount of energy building up for the start of the show, which I really, really like.
Yeah.
All synth, which sounds excellent.
No lyrics, crucially.
Indeed. So there's nothing to sing apart from the theme song itself.
Do you hold the power?
The Crystal Maze.
No.
You're lost. It's well edited with the intro and the visuals. There's some really funny visuals.
I didn't make a note on the visuals, and now I'm kind of
just
thinking...
like when like Richard O'Brien's like wandering about with crystals for eyes and like and people losing at games.
We've all had a night like that.
We've all had a night like that. They actually thought about the opening, which is really nice. It's not just a montage of stuff. A montage of stuff. It's edited together and it's painting a very accurate picture of it. It makes sense. And it's excellent for it. Very good marriage of audio and visuals together.
Thematically excellent.
Dramatically superb. Very good.
Decent.
Yes.
Yep, I agree with you completely.
It'll do. It'll absolutely do.
It's kind of like, I don't want to say too much about the thing because it's just like, just hear it. You've just heard it.
Yeah.
You know it's good. If you hear it, you know it's good.
They might even play it again.
Yeah, exactly. So I hope, if they don't bring back that theme, I'll be very annoyed. But there you go. So the setup to Crystal Maze, if you are not aware, the maze is 4 different zones set in various time and space. A team of 6 contestants take part in a series of challenges in order to win time crystals. Each crystal gives the team 5 seconds of time inside the crystal dome, which is the centerpiece to the whole meal, which is essentially just a big glass greenhouse.
I always thought it looked, you know, when it like zooms in on from the aerial map, I always thought it looked like a tiger's face.
I never thought that until now.
Just me.
So there you go. Should we go through the 4 zones just quickly?
Yes, please, yes.
Okay, this is the order we're going to talk about them in as well.
Mm-hmm.
Aztec.
Aztec was excellent.
Industrial. The worst of the 4.
Absolute bollocks. I wasn't really familiar with Industrial because when I started watching Crystal Maze, it was when there was the ocean level. So it was like an ornate inside of a ship, which I thought was really, really cool.
Like the sunken Titanic vibe. Yeah, which I think was really cool, but yeah, it feels like that was still the worst zone they had. I think
it was the bum. It was the bum note of the zone.
It's like if you start there, it's like you got to start in Aztec. I'm glad they started Aztec.
Yeah, Aztec was the best one, I think. I did really like Ocean, but Industrial was just a cop-out waste of time. Like that was just some factory somewhere.
Yeah.
But, like it looks
just
like
play some 9 Inch Nails behind it. It's fine. Medieval, which I think was probably my second favorite, just because it's kind of kooky. I love the music in the Medieval. It's like just kind of eerie, dark, and that's the thing. Then you get the different noises. That's the atmosphere is like the thing I can praise most about the show is the atmosphere itself created by the music. So yeah.
What is the show or the game show from like the 70s and 80s that's kind of like a dungeon crawler with a really creepy guy with a black beard?
Nightmare.
I feel like it's very much inspired by that.
Yeah, Nightmare was 80s.
Yes.
So,
yeah, very much echoing that.
And then finally, futuristic, which has lost its charm for me, based on the fact that most of the set is made of bread boxes. So,
quite
90s future is not good.
It's a bit jaded, isn't it?
Yeah, again, I mentioned it before, but Red Dwarf actually did the same thing, and it's around the same time. And they made the most out of really cheap sets, and I kind of admire them for doing that. And
it looks very similar now you mention it, actually.
Yeah, it reminds me of the inside of Red Dwarf, and that's cool. I'm fine with that.
I actually think
you can see it's not as they kept it really dark in Red Dwarf because if you use light, it's obvious that it's bad.
Yes,
and that's the problem it has here. Like there's too much light, so it's too much neon in a way. So
I actually quite like Future. When I was a kid, it was my second favourite, simply because it seemed quite creepy and dangerous. Because there was a lot of automatic locking games there, and a lot of very dangerous games.
We'll get onto that. Don't worry about that.
What I completely agree in praising its atmosphere. If you listen to it on a stereo speakers or with headphones, you'll actually hear that there's like atmospheric sound backgrounds to everything. So and it takes that one step further into putting you there in the fact that it's not a game show. Like you can hear like birds flying past, you can hear like wind blowing, you can hear like lightning crackling, and all the atmosphere is really ripe there. So it's not just something that you see, it's something you can hear as well, which I think putting the effort into that is really, really good. And it shows you how much it's edited.
Yeah.
But all the effort to make an entertaining show, which I think
this is the thing. Like the fact that like now it would be so much easier to put together in several ways. The fact they had to this tape, it's filmed on tape, so you have to cut the tape and stuff like that. Yeah. I don't know when you'll probably be noticed more than I do, but when did the advent of editing change? I mean, off tape, kind of late 90s.
It'll be computerized. Probably by the 90s, particularly for television, because you need to
it's Channel 4 though.
You need to edit things so quickly, but it's just really rudimentary stuff. They'll still be probably filming on tape and then editing it on a computer.
Okay, that's
fair. Would have been possible.
Fair enough. When Windows 95 hadn't come out by this point. So.
Oh, exciting times to come.
We should just review Windows 95.
What did you like about Windows 95?
Hover. I love Hover, mate.
I love the backgrounds were great. You know the fish tank one.
The pipes. The pipes of peace. So yeah, there's 4 types of game in the Crystal Maze: skill, physical, mental, mystery. I know which one I wouldn't. Mental, I think. Mental or mystery. I'm kind of a clever guy, you know. I have no skill and no coordination. I would be pretty bad with the Crystal Maze. I know. We've done an escape game. I know how bad I am.
I was much better than you were, which surprised me.
It surprised me too.
Well, you did again.
Yeah, sorry.
I think I'd be physical simply because I don't have as much brawn. I mean, brain.
No, I was going to say, you
I don't have either, really.
Brine.
I sit and wallow in brine.
Oh, dear. Right, I think we kind of covered the setup.
Yeah.
Let's get on to the show. We're watching Series 3, Episode 2. Got in the wrong order then. Series 3, Episode 2. If you're interested in watching along with us, feel free.
Do.
Hello, Restorative Rick here, your gorgeous guide to the Crystal Maze. Yes, once again, 6 fearless contestants are prepared to risk all against the chilling challenges which lie within. Their successes will be rewarded in the shape of time crystals. The more they win, the more time they get to spend inside the crystal dome, bobbing and weaving, ducking and diving for those golden dreams. So, who are these 6?
Absinner, 21, from Sheffield, medical student. This is the most stereotypical contestant on the Crystal Maze you could get, I think.
Yes.
A student about 21.
Yeah.
From Sheffield. From somewhere in Yorkshire.
Yeah, they all have relatively alright professions, don't they? Or like they make them sound like it, at least.
Yeah, next one, Duncan Campbell, 23, from Northumberland. He's a systems engineer.
Oh,
See above.
Fantastic.
Stereotypical contestant. Claire Snook. I'm saying that. Claire Snook.
Claire Snook.
24, from Shropshire. And she's a credit controller.
Oh.
Okay. Kate Bellington, 25, from Stockport.
Mm-hmm.
And she's a timesheet supervisor. A job that no longer exists as far as I know.
I didn't realise it was a thing that ever existed.
Yep. People who go, yeah, you're in the time. Good.
Yeah, you did.
You left on time.
You're late. Oh, you bastard.
Yeah, it's not a job.
Not.
And as such, I picked her as my boy.
I'll tell you my boy. Isn't
Okay. Next, Lucy Hickey, 31, from Cheshire, and she's a teacher, which is just normal.
Mm.
And finally,
my boy.
it can't be your boy.
Yes, he can.
Oh my god! Right, Toby Murcott, 28, from Bristol. He's a biochemical engineer, and he is the team captain. And my fucking god, I hate this man. Like, not even. I just can't. But there you go. Right, Aztec Zone. So we briefly mentioned this, but
yes,
the Aztec Zone. I like. This is my favorite design of the whole. This is my favorite design.
Mine too.
Because it's just it does well. Like it could when they're like lining up to go in, it looks like it's perilous, but it's not.
It's quite safe.
It looks like something you'd find in a garden centre. Like you'd like, but the bit before you get into the Aztec Zone. The Aztec Zone's fine.
Yes.
I love that. That's kind
But
of.
when they're sailing down the boat,
Yeah.
I always imagine like.
I feel like I'm in an exhibit at the museum. Almost.
What if you had mini golf in the Crystal Maze? I feel like it's what.
Bucket now.
I feel like it's what America does for mini golf, which is fantastic. They do the best mini golf in the world. If you're ever going to do mini golf.
Like Richard O'Brien, like head just opening. Put.
In fairness, sometimes you need these exuberant environments for such a wet and unenthused team.
It's like in a hangar, so
Yeah.
you've got to make it look.
Yes.
You know. So yeah, as they're getting in, to get into the Aztec Zone, you have to get into a boat, or what could be described as a tree log, kind of hollowed out a bit.
It's a bit like a Secret of Monkey Island 2.
Good reference.
Yes.
Good reference. I've seen things more trepidatious in the garden centre. That's what I'm trying to say here.
All them rakes you can walk into.
Yeah, but and they try and make like it a thing like if they don't get into, they're always going to get in. It's not like, and there's like 3 in one boat, 3 in the other, and Richard Ryan just kind of like faffing around, just paddling some really not deep water.
Just a very condescending person trying to get people to swim up a river.
Yeah, and it's not that far. It's not a big scale thing, but I love it. It's still
about 20 seconds.
Yeah, it's still lovely. It's lovely.
Yeah. Suspension of disbelief is more than worth indulging.
Yes, I think we've established it. We're there. We're good. Yeah. The thing I noticed first was that there's a random deck chair and parasol in the centre of the area.
I enjoy.
Richard Ryan's like, yeah, this is where I chill. Like where I go on holiday. I was like, okay, good.
Have you noticed that in the world that they're in, Richard O'Brien's like the only human that knows his way about? Do you think he killed everybody? Does he rule the world?
Fan theory.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is an option.
A secret cheetah-wearing dictator. I mean, I'm all over it. I'd live there.
The next thing I noticed was that Toby Murcott, the team captain, he has massive hands. These big like goalkeeping gloved hands, just like so. Like when the first game is a skill game with Lucy gets.
Is it the David Seaman of the Crystal Maze?
Yeah. It's like hands,
big hands,
like Lloyd Grossman hands. It's just terrible. So the first game is a skill game. Do you remember this game at all?
Did it involve a ball?
Yeah.
Yeah. Ball game.
Ball game.
Ball game. The levers
game,
cannot
Michael.
be operated correctly, and they're losing momentum all the way throughout.
Lucy, who's a teacher, really should be struck off from that profession because all you have to do is roll fruity, delicious, fruity skills.
Monday Night Raw is brought to you by, I love these, all fruity, delicious, fruity, oh, they're fruity, they're Skittles.
This place.
Yeah.
Roll them Skittles down a pipe and shift the bends. The bends are you've got to kind of move them along. There's like two pulley systems.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of pushing and pulling in Crystal
Yes.
Maze. That's basically what. If you're good at pushing and pulling, you'll be alright.
Not being a teacher, of course.
No. So she is terrible.
She's
Really bad. Wastes about 10 seconds at the start faffing around. And then she's unable to push and pull. Gets no momentum, as you say. And then I think we must have spent like last 20 years just like being unable to like open doors to like McDonald's restaurants and stuff like that. So
She spent her life outside.
Do you think that would help?
No.
No, not in the Aztec zone.
This is what actually draws me into the show, because I get so infuriated that people can't do really simple stuff that I could now do, that I think I should be there doing
on
that.
On the YouTube video, which of course we'll link to as per. The comments are just like really angry people, mainly at Lucy, to be honest. I think. And then she didn't do it, and it's a bad start for the team.
It's a bit of a wet.
And the bit is like Richard O'Brien goes, "What a waste!" And then the team captain, this is why I hate him. He kind of goes, "Oh, brilliant!" It's like, what? That wasn't brilliant at all. And Richard O'Brien calls him out on this. We'll clip it here.
Yeah, well done. Brilliant.
Sorry about that.
Oh, no, that was good. That was not brilliant at all. I gotta say, that was not brilliant. That was absolutely
Appalling. Shite. Rubbish. Terrible.
What I loved about the team leader was that it just shouting inane shit. Like, we'll get.
Yes.
He goes through games giving advice when the advice has already been taken.
And he always has his hands like kind of
to the left. And it comes about 5 seconds after it's needed. He's fucking useless.
Yeah, but this is we could have a podcast on Crystal Maze strategies. Often I'd find that teams just didn't communicate well.
No, not at all.
Whereas in this one, he was the only one communicating, and we actually did a pretty good job at it.
At least people were correcting him when he was saying incorrect stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Fun. So second game is a mystery, and Toby goes, "You know what? I've set my stall here. I've said brilliant, but it wasn't. So here's me. Here's what I'm about. I'm going to go into this game right now." So yeah, it's literally just chord symbols onto a grid. This is kind of a constant Crystal Maze thing. They kind of repurpose games a lot. Most of them are just grids.
It was a very easy
game.
Do a grid.
The
4 shapes. You weren't allowed to have no adjacent colours or symbols.
No adjacent colours on horizontal or vertical. It's kind of hard to. It's incredibly visual for an audio podcast. This
we're very good at that, aren't we?
Yeah, I know. But yeah, Toby gets it, and he's like he has 2 minutes for this, and he gets it straight away. So he's backed up his bollocks. He's just backed them up. Easy as fuck.
Yeah, absolutely easy as piece.
Yeah, and then Richard O'Brien kind of goes like, "Yeah, no one's done this before." It's like, really?
It's really, really simple.
It's really easy. It's just don't put stuff next to each other. Don't do it on the diag. On the diag, that's what
I would love to see us on the Crystal Maze, Chris.
No, again, this escape game we went to was in Leeds, and we need to do another one because it's like we'll go somewhere else.
I think they might have redone the rooms.
I hope so because
we'll go again.
It was kind of cool. This is the thing with Crystal Maze. You have a skill set of people, and you have to utilize them in the best possible way you can. And I think it takes them a while to. They kind of half get it right most of the time here, but. Yeah, we didn't do that when we went to an escape game. We showered over each other a lot, and it didn't work.
We escaped
until we went on. We just went and did our separate things and got out with 5 minutes to go with a lot of help.
Yes,
I'd like to point out. So
we were reliant on that screen, weren't we?
But yeah, if you've not done an escape game before, do an escape game. They are as close as you get to Crystal Maze.
Without doing the Crystal Maze.
Without actually being, well, it's not on anymore. So,
No.
so there you go. Game 3 is a skill game. Duncan's doing the skill game. And this was basically magnetic fishing.
Fishing with mines.
Yeah. Like, we used to have a game as kids which was like magnetic fishing. And I just remembered that, like, it reminded me of that when I was watching this. And I was like, oh my god, that game's not as good as I remember it. Just a load of magnets on a carpet. And then you have like a kind of cylinder. And you're just there with a fishing rod like for like an hour just going.
Something that Dougal does in Father Ted.
Yeah, exactly. That was my childhood. Thank you for pointing that out. So, yeah. You got red rod and yellow rod. Hulkamania rods.
Hulkamania rods.
So yeah, he has to basically fish out some detonator handles. So he can blow up the mine shaft. And this one's pretty easy as well.
He floors it with a minute to spare. He does very, very well. And
the good thing is Richard O'Brien like kind of tells the audience. I love his bits to camera, like when he just kind of like goes off on one and just like says, "Don't do this at home, kids. Don't go down mine shafts.
Don't fight.
Don't get Skippy the bush kangaroo down there."
Make it out of... I'm not going to give you the ingredients because you'll be making them at home. This is another thing. Don't do this at home. Don't play this game at home, will you? Okay, children?
I never felt like that ever broke character or broke the fourth wall.
No.
Because I felt like it was... They were in a world, they were trying to communicate to your world.
Yeah, he's lining you into his realm.
Welcome to my world.
Won't you come on it?
Mind the logboats.
Indeed.
It was really, really good.
Yeah. So yeah, that's the Aztec zone. Done. I love the Aztec zone. I'm just going to sit here for a while and just silent. We're going to do 5 minutes of silence just to the Aztec zone. We're not. That's tumbleweed.
In the Aztec zone.
So yeah, that was two crystals out of 3 games. Pretty short time.
It's a good success rate. That's all right.
66% win ratio.
Point.
Second to none.
Yes. That one.
67. 0.6.
And now on to the shittest zone.
Yep.
Industrial.
Alright, I've made more notes on the bits in between the zones rather than the actual zone.
I made a few myself.
This bit gets from Aztecs to industrial. You have to clamber through some pipes, and then there's like fire extinguishers going off in your face.
Yeah, they keeps farting at them basically.
Yeah, it's like if you're asthmatic, then it's like I don't think they'll let you in.
Is this what Mario experiences every time he goes down the pipe? It actually takes much longer than the game shows.
He seems like a windy man as well.
He gets stuck quite quickly.
Yeah, this is my least favourite zone, and it's probably why they binned it for the ocean zone, as we talked about. Which the ocean zone reminds me of the ocean. Is it Oil Ocean from Sonic 2? I don't know why it just reminds me. Ocean Zone, Oil Ocean Zone.
Oil Ocean Zone.
That's like, okay, this is an aside now. What's your favourite like Sonic level music?
Level music?
Yeah.
It's probably either Sky Sanctuary from Sonic and Knuckles or the boss music from the end boss music from Sonic 3.
Okay.
I'm going a bit left.
Well, there's that one with like Michael Jackson sort of was part
yeah.
Okay.
And the end credits song for Sonic 3 because that's basically his song Stranger in Moscow.
I said level, mate. Mine's Chemical. Game 4. So Big Tobe comes out with a bombshell there. He wants a physical, and he's going to send in their secret weapon. Powerhouse abs.
Abs.
Not abs from 5, I'd like to point out. That's not from the 90s, is it? Oh no, it might be. I don't know. When were 5 around?
They were 90s, yeah.
Just about, yeah.
They were
turn
of the millennium.
Their light burned out pretty quickly, didn't it?
Yes, it did.
Yeah. And now there's only 4 or 3 Thorin. But then I don't like this tendency to put a number 5 and then Ive.
Yeah, I loved that.
That's fucking shite.
It is. But when I was a kid, I thought, so cool.
It's worse than having a wrestling tag team with Zed at the end of it. That's not cool.
Keep on moving then.
Slam dunk the funk. Anyway.
Abs has to handle a lot of pipes.
Yep, true. It's a fair assessment of this game.
Basically.
It's like every puzzle in like a computer game that I've played.
Like Bioshock.
Yes. Is what I'm go yeah, games. Yeah, there's no real originality in games, is there? That's what I've realised from this process.
Do you want me to read you my line?
Yeah.
So, abs, lots of pipes, in speech brackets, speech marks, brackets, bubbles. Stick it in That gets shouted at him a lot.
Yeah, that looks good. Stick it in. Phrasing.
There he is. Failure. Shit, because he didn't do very.
He made a dog's breakfast of it, as Richard Bryan said, I think. So, yeah, he gives hints to teammates, but just don't help Habs in any way. It doesn't. He just kind of says the camera more than anything. Mm-hmm. It's like, I'm going to give you a hint, but I'm not going to tell you how to do the games. That's the good thing.
We should mention that he was trying to connect pipes together for the game.
Yes. It wasn't just hand and some pipes.
Yes.
But I think it's pretty bad that like a medical student can't do like rudimentary kind of shit. Like he'd be terrible at operation, for example. Just like Buzzer's gone again. He's terrible. I don't like Habs.
Do you think like there's a secret final exam where you've done all your papers and like the final challenge to be a doctor is to do a game of operation and win?
I hope so. These junior doctors have it so easy.
Oh,
satirical.
Relevant.
So yeah, no crystal there really. So 2 out of 4 still. Next game is Mental from Claire. It's a mental game.
Mental Claire.
No, I remember this game. I can remember this game.
Yes.
I think, because it was a load of keys on the wall.
I really enjoyed this game.
All have got numbers and colours, and then there's kind of clues in the box. You've got to match the box to the keys, and it's pretty easy. So, yep, simple as that. Go on. Have you got anything?
Can't hear you.
Can't hear you.
Yeah. So
that was a comment. Yeah, the set was really inaudible, or people didn't realise, how to speak.
Well, it makes me wonder, like, whether because they'll have had to film this twice.
Yeah. Can't hear you.
We can't hear you.
Are they replicating what they did the first time? Could they hear each other, or were they playing up for dramatics? I don't know.
Maybe it was some ghost just shouting. Can't hear you.
Oh, what's his name? It's the ghost of the Gladiator studio. It's the referee.
John Anderson.
The ghost, the apparition of John Anderson.
I was thinking there is a whistle in this show, like when they set off. Like Richard Bryan did have a whistle, and I did think of John Anderson for a moment.
Yes, that's right.
I hope he's not dead.
You can be alive as a ghost, Chris.
So yeah, there's this one's pretty easy. Claire does it just about in time. There's confusion over. I think this is why they try and throw in There's a clue which is elephant, and the picture of an elephant is like, is it going to be pink elephant, white elephant, picture of a belt, green belt, brown belt? It's like, got them thinking. Mm-hmm. It's pretty easy though.
I've never really heard of phrases involving an elephant, so I had no idea what was going on there.
You've never been to a zoo, mate?
Yeah, but I've seen elephants, not phrases to do with elephants.
Okay. I don't get.
There's an elephant phrase right there. No, this is where the team leader grated on me a bit because he would give advice.
Can't hear you.
Can't hear you. And he would give advice again after the advice was needed. Yeah. So she'd have moved on to another colour, and he'd be repeating the advice.
Yeah,
fucking idiot.
Brown 30. We'll be able to get that.
Oh, we're on the next game, lad.
Game 6. Skill game.
Crane game.
Crane game. Crane in vain, as I called it. Or Toy Story. Just their claw. That's it.
What a wind up.
Yeah. Essentially, you have to get hooks and bags with a claw.
Yeah.
And move it with a crane onto a ship.
And get a crystal.
That's it. Yeah, it's a pretty. The thing that it seemed really difficult to operate this crane. Like I don't know if it was just the person. My boy.
There might have been bad.
My boy wasn't very good, but she managed to do it though.
It's at this point I thought the team leader resembled a town crier with how he was bellowing and everything. Ding ding ding.
Bellow.
Can't hear you.
Can't hear you. I'm swinging my bell. I don't know who said. I think it was O'Brien here. I think it was him. Somebody said, "Get the swag out of your pants."
I've got that written down right here.
What does that mean?
I don't know. I think that
was thrusting a pole. Or something.
I think that was the team leader. It's where I noted that the team leader again. It just sounded like it was talking dirty, like with everything.
Yeah, it's
like get the swag out your pants.
Get the swag out your pants.
This is when we also had a harmonica interlude.
I had this harmonica in big capital letters in my notes because I love the harmonica, like just him going off on his own. I'm going to play the harmonica now.
But it's character again, and it makes it so entertaining.
It's like they're just there, all stood by the door shouting whatever to her. Can't hear you. Can't hear. Just there with the harmonica. I'm not just saying this because Kate was my boy, my girl, whatever.
Yeah.
This is the most impressive someone's done on a game so far.
Yes.
I think because she just about does it. Mm-hmm. And it was close thing. My heart was beating for Kate. Yeah.
Decamp that sucker.
Oh, I think we not really talked about. We talked about the jumpsuits right at the start.
Yes.
What colour would you go for?
I would go for Yellow.
Yellow?
Yeah.
Oof. That's a
I quite like yellow.
Yeah, fine. I'd probably go for the silver one. I like that.
If you push me, I would say blue.
Can't hear you.
But I can't hear you. But I'd only want to wear the jumpsuits circa season 5 because they look much
Yeah,
better.
because they had, wasn't it like, so there's like these are kind of like overalls more than like kind of like something you'd see in
But
engineer
they
wear.
turned it to jackets and pants.
Yeah, I don't like that.
I did.
Really?
Yeah.
I hated that. It's kind of made it like some sort of.
Hated it.
I hated it. Maybe just like works from some sort of cult or something.
But you had like name badges on as well.
No,
want
jumpsuits all the way. I've never had an adventure in a fucking jumper and like tracksuit bottoms.
Where have you been?
Where have I been? That's a good question. Game 7. Industrial Zone. Fucking Toby again.
Oh.
Mystery Man. Man of Mystery Toby.
Yes.
And he just walks in and goes, right, I'm in a maze. It's like, well fucking done, mate.
There's some really good points of advice given on this game. So
Get out of the maze.
team leader does say, remember where you've been, which is difficult when the maze is all mirrored walls.
He is the captain. Do you mean that somebody else says that?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, I'm getting confused.
Yeah.
I got confused. And then sage advice, no, not that way.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like...
When all the walls and doors are mirrored, fuck do you know where you're going?
Oh yeah, he gets through the field. It was like a double maze. So there's like again, I'm referring to our escape game.
Yes.
We got through one room. I was like, oh, that's it then. No, that's not it.
There was another room.
Another room. We did better in the second room. And then Toby faffs around in this second room. The double maze, this one's got mirrors. Just kind of, he's no idea where he's going. Finds his key, and then he gets out. 2 for 2 for Toby, the mystery goon. He's just so enthusiastic because he's properly celebrating.
Seems a bit high at this point.
Yeah,
it's just a bit all over the spot.
He's very RADA. He's very dramatic.
I think he knows he's going to be on television.
So yeah, I think you're right. 25 seconds in the dome. That's good accrued time for the dome, in my opinion. And we're on to the next one.
Medieval.
I really want to play Medieval, the PS1 game, but I don't think it was very good.
I never played it. It looked okay. I always got that confused with Abe's Odyssey.
It was on the demo disc a lot. With Parappa the Rapper. Shout out to Chop Chop Master Onion.
Yeah, I know he's a good patron of our show. No, my Medieval and Abe from Abe's Odyssey look nothing alike, but because they were both creepy as hell, I associated them both in the same fashion.
Fair enough. Let's go on with Medievals then.
Yeah.
It's my fault. Yeah, I think they're running out of ideas for how to get to zones by this point. It's like we're going to shuffle across a balance beam.
Yeah.
And
with some murky water.
That's it. There was nothing very to this one. And the thing that I noticed here was that Rich O'Brien's exaggerated movements make this show way more watchable. Mm-hmm. So like, he comes into the zone and just kind of goes, "Oh, I'm home." Like, whoa. I start shuffling around like
for my entire childhood. Used to, when nobody was looking, and because I thought it was cool, I would not walk anywhere. I would hop like he and then through the ball, but then just. I just thought that was.
That was so cool.
That was so cool.
Sunglasses down.
At night.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yes, which is especially needed in the Medieval Zone. The Medieval Zone looks cool, but it doesn't look that exciting, and I feel like this is...
It's creepy.
This is his home. This is Richard O'Brien's home. His character...
It's not. He's going to a mansion.
No, right. But this is where Mumsy is.
This is a fictional home.
Yes, this is maybe part of the castle.
Boat. Yeah.
Yes. But no, it looked really cool. Really, really cool.
Okay, do you remember the next game?
It's an automatic login.
Oh! This is where it ramps up here.
Yes.
Ramps up.
All I know is that the girl was really shit at it.
Physical Kate, my boy.
No.
Yeah, 3 minutes. Basically, you got to it's kind of step along and don't touch the dragon's eggs. You get locked in if you touch the dragon's egg.
Yeah.
You got to go over a cargo net, and she has no strength at all, so she kind of goes, "Help me,
please."
And then the thing is about this show is like the games themselves are so simple, but they're kind of like a bigger scale version of something. And this one's just weird. I don't know.
There are ways to trip you up as you go along, though. Like, they will fool you into thinking, oh, they're super, super easy, but there's like tiny things where if you're careless, they will punish you for it, and this is what happened here.
Yeah, I didn't think she was going to do this, but somehow she kind of did. She was like a terrible pirate on the cargo net thing. Got over that, and then she realized, oh shit, the crystal's on the other side. Ugh.
The game was a dick.
Yeah,
and she won by a fluke.
Yeah, and she jumped the door because she's about like 5 seconds away from being locked in.
Yeah,
and then sort of fell on the floor a bit. But then Richard Bryan was like, "Yeah, you tried so hard. It'll break my heart."
A fantastic quote from him as well. Something I'm never guilty of: going over the top. With the harmonica interlude.
Oh, what a guy! He's a hero.
He's all right, isn't he?
It was the hardest game so far on this show, I think. But yeah, she made it look way hard.
It looks exciting because of that, didn't it?
A lot of glowing dragon's eggs. I don't remember dragon's eggs glowing. I mean, it was Game of Thrones, but.
Well, do you remember from when you were a kid when dragons existed?
Yeah.
Yeah, I do too.
Puff the Magic Dragon.
Down by the sea.
I've heard. Not moved.
It has been many years since Pete's Dragon.
He can fly. He can go where he wants. Game 9. Another mystery, but Toby goes, nah, Duncan, mate, you can have a mystery. It's fine. You can join me on the mystery. And this game is I have nothing on this game at all, really. It's just like, here's some dice and just like make it equal something.
Yeah.
And as you say, most of the time is spent just watching Richard O'Brien try and play some chords badly and he tried. As
he says, he plays lots of instruments not very well, but his heart's in the right place.
Yeah, Duncan is not a mystery man.
No, he's not.
Toby is ultimate mystery man, and he fails, but he fails hard.
He did a big fuck up.
Yeah, big fuck up. Game 10, Mental Lucy, sliding tile puzzle. Yeah, this is like ones you get in a Christmas cracker.
Make a picture.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. That's what I'm on about. Is like there's like games from a cracker kind of repurposed effectively big scale.
It sounds like our dream Christmas.
This is an art attack. This is a big art attack now.
This is episode 5 of that 90s podcast on a bigger scale.
Indeed, it's an M&S pod. No, she's pretty poor at it. Team talked over her the entire time. I mean, I can't do those slime puzzles anymore.
No, I find them very difficult.
I am. It is above me. I'll tell you that now. So no crystal there either. And then game 11.
Guide ghoul statue without knocking off bells.
That was game 11, delivered by Thomas Mawson there on about the third go.
Yeah.
Yeah. Toby decides to veer away from mystery and goes, you know what, I'm good at skill as well.
He's good at everything, isn't
So yeah, you have to move a statue without knocking spinning bells. 3 strikes and you out of there. You gone. And then, yeah, he diced it with death on this game.
It was a fluky bastard.
I know, because he fucked up twice very quickly, and then went, oh, hang on. I might get locked in here. Team captain's not getting locked in here. And then he kind of goes back and forth a lot. It's like, oh, pushing. It's another pushing and pulling game. Push and pull.
Lots of friction.
Yeah. And this man is now free on crystals. He is easily the MVP of this team.
He's man of the maze.
Man of the maze. Man of the maze. And that's the medieval zone done. Mm-hmm. Our final zone, Rodno.
Future,
which is they're all on the map. I love the graphic for the map, by the way. I've not even said that.
I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, like the colours, different zones and different colours. It's like, oh, it's computerized, but now it looks really, really rudimentary. It's like that was probably outdated by when the show stopped.
97.
Yeah, something like that. So there you go. Yeah, 90s future is not now future. If they redid this now, which they're going to.
Yes.
I don't know what they'd have to redo. This zone has to be like redecorated.
Anti-gravity.
That's to redecorate every like season. Like, oh, this is the future. The future.
Unless they go back to the future.
Oh god. Great Scott. Oh, good one. Yeah, very good. Game 12. Abs, Skillman.
Mini maze.
He made me mini maze with crystal. Maneuver ball round. He wasn't that good at it.
Poor Abs gets getting called too small. The team is sizest.
I think any of them. Like Duncan's, you know. Duncan. Like, we haven't even talked about Duncan's hair. Duncan's hair is like the most 90s, like kind of. I've just grown it and that's it. Like, it's like it's not a flat top. It's kind of.
There was a lot of mid-stage growing your hair.
Combed by like a badger or something. Just kind of.
It was like a lot of people in the 90s decided, I'm going to grow my hair long and then I'll get halfway. So you're not Ringo Starr. But you're not a surfer either.
Oh. That obvious scale.
That obvious, the hair growth scale. Everyone was aware of
the Ringo to surface. Sure. Yeah, Abs can't do this maze game. He's not. He keeps finding off the blocked bits.
He's gone fucked it up.
Yeah, and by the time they told him how to do it, he ran out of time.
He did. I tell you what I did like about the Future Zone, actually, how every door has a password to get in it.
Oh yeah, that's cool.
I quite like that.
Yeah, but it didn't really.
And the sound effects.
This is a right game. Right. Actually, we'll get to this in a minute. Game 13. Mystery. This is just Kaplunk.
Big Kaplunk.
It's just Kaplunk.
Don't get more than 4 balls down there.
A sage advice I overheard.
And there he was there.
And it was pulling out straws, put those straws into a pipe. Crystal falls out. Hey presto, another crystal number 8, I think it is. By this point.
This was Innuendo City. You have to push it. Is there a hole? What are you going to do with that stick?
Are you describing that? I thought it was like actually context dependent now. It's like, no one in it. What are you talking about?
That was the game. That's what they said.
I'm not holding a stick.
Can't hear you.
Can't hear you.
We can't hear you.
Yeah, piece of piss, that one.
Yep.
So they have 8 crystals, and then the final game. This show is like really bookended because like the first game is ridiculously bad, and then this one is ridiculously bad.
Yes.
So, do you remember? Like, can you describe this one? I suppose.
Yes. There's a crystal.
Yeah.
That is in a rotating cage, and you have to there's kind of like a pole that you have to move up and down, but you know, it's sort of gridded wall.
So like the wire electric wire.
Yeah,
game,
like that, and you have to guide it out. It's an automatic login that if you knock the 3 times, you're out. Mm-hmm. She was out.
Yeah, automatic lock in. Don't touch the bars or you die. The floor's lava. Stuff like that.
Yep.
All them rules. And then the best part was the team captain just went, "You can do this." I was like,
You can't do it,
can
can you?
this. Yeah, she loses lives quickly, and she's done. And this is the intriguing bit of the whole show.
This
it's
is the dramatic.
They have 8 crystals, and then she's just like locked in. Mm-hmm. It's like, we're going to the dome now. Richard Brown's like, yeah, we're going to the dome. We're gonna have to.
See you later.
Do you want to leave her? I think you should leave her. 40 seconds is a lot of time.
Yeah.
35 with 6.
5 seconds counts in that dome.
It does.
It does. And I actually think they made the right decision.
Yes, I agree.
They left someone
mainly because Lucy was the worst person they had on their team. So,
if you think
vice captain.
If you think about it as well, when I was a kid, I always thought the less people you had in the Crystal Dome, the worse off you were. Mm-hmm. And if it gets to like 1 or 2 people, then you're absolutely right. Mm-hmm. However, if you've got 6 people in a really small confined space, it's maybe like 6.5 foot of, like wide in just a little circle. You're just falling over each other trying to get little tokens. It's actually beneficial in all ways in that they have more time and more space to collect tokens with.
That is Thomas Mawson's conclusion to how to win at the Crystal Maze. Having not won at the Crystal Maze.
I feel like I should write a book on how to win at the Crystal Maze. I feel like I've seen it enough to know.
I've been through this shit, I know.
You were there, man.
I'm with you. They made the right decision here. This has been weird because this is the first lock in an entire show as well. Mm-hmm. And like I've seen shows where people just got locked in everywhere. I wish there was a show where everyone got locked in. That'd be amazing.
I've seen shows and there's been about 4 people locked in different zones. Like, the
best shots of them just kind of there looking like sad. Like, I think there should be a Tumblr for that. Contestants looking sad at being locked in at the Crystal Maze. I was talking about this with somebody yesterday, and he was saying like, surely if you're in the Aztec zone, you can like the doors are flimsy, so you can just break out. Like,
and the wall, like the windows are going to be big enough to crawl through. I'd say.
Yeah, it's like I'm here. No, you get back in. You get back in your locker room.
Yeah, for dramatic purposes, get back in the room.
In the future zone, fine. I can buy that.
That's guarded with the password.
Medieval, I can buy that.
Yeah.
Industrial, you can probably fashion against something together.
You can pick a lock.
Yeah, I think so. She couldn't. She's shit.
Yeah.
She's a teacher. I want to find the children she taught and go, sorry about that.
Sorry about your education.
Captain was right to bin her off, and as Richard Ryan said right before the dome, Lucy is Captain Oates. She may be gone for some time. So, are you familiar with Captain Oates?
No.
Captain Oates. Captain Oates was a dick. No. Yeah, I think Captain Oates. This is in the Arctic, or maybe it would be Antarctic. Yeah, I should probably find this out. But they were going to die because of cold and having no food left. So they realised that Oates realised it was better for him to sacrifice himself rather than to try and keep them alive.
Yeah.
So that's what she did.
Excellent.
But I don't see it that way. I see it as they didn't need her.
No.
At all.
Should have been a 5-man team if she was the optional 6th.
We're here. We're here at the dome.
The finale
We've been through the garden centre, and we've come to the greenhouse. So
it's the best bit.
Essentially, if I could make a crystal maze at a garden centre, I'd do it. I'd have to get the okay from home base. You know?
Yeah, I'll be there. I'll get there.
Yep. So yeah, the dome. Essentially, all you have to do here is you get in the dome. Some fans are started.
Will you stop the fans, please?
There's only like a triangle door, and I won't be able to get through that.
I always thought that was cool, but I also thought it was
yeah, and like the drawbridge are just raised from like
electronic cat
yeah,
flap.
it's like it's not impressive. Like shit drawbridge, mate.
Yeah,
It's covered in water. I don't want.
it's the size of a foot.
Yeah, so you get in, like Dyson like hand dryers level of that sort of noise, and then
They don't sound very impressive, do they?
no, I think I'd go for the Dyson.
Yes.
We're not sponsored by Dyson,
Or home-based.
or anyone, in fact. So yeah, and there's just notes. There's little like tinfoil notes, gold and silver.
Credits.
A lot of chocolate was eaten by the production staff. And yeah, you got to get more. Got to get 100 gold, net gold, I think.
Yes.
They got 40 seconds, and they absolutely smashed this.
But like 40 seconds is actually quite a long time in there because you end up collecting so much that you kind of stand about after a while.
Yeah, you can work out what you've done wrong.
Yes.
So
there are people that have had like 5 or 10 seconds in the dome, and then that's no time whatsoever.
I kind of wish we watched an episode now. It was kind of luck of the draw. We just randomly picked one up, but we picked one where no one is shit. It would have been well.
But this is one of the rare episodes because most people are shit.
Yeah, this team are very good.
Yes.
I gotta say, I fucking hate the captain because he's a knob and just won't shut up.
But yeah, they were successful.
Yeah, 182 gold to 28 silver, so that's 154 gold,
Indeed.
which is apparently, according to the comments in the video, the highest net gold
Really?
for a team of 5 people.
That's really good.
Yeah, so they absolutely can. They must. They if anything, they would have had 4 people.
Yeah.
Hang on, doesn't make sense. if Lucy had come with them, they would have had 5 people.
Yeah.
So it didn't matter too much.
Apparently, they're only one of 18 teams to have won.
Really?
Yeah.
8. Whoa! I thought it would be more than that, but there you go. I suppose there's a lot of teams who just don't communicate. But this team just allowed the Toby mystery man to just kind of talk over them.
And
they're very meek. It kind of worked out pretty well.
To the team leader's credit, he was right to be a dick and do most of the games because he won most of them as well.
Mm-hmm. So I think my favourite bit of this show actually might be the prizes at the end.
Oh, they are wonderful.
Because if I was going in, I'd be like, yeah, I know I'm going to get something adventure based, but I don't know what. So yeah, Claire gets a the non-adventure based one. She gets a trip to the health resort.
A spa holiday.
Claire Snook. I was trying to find this health resort on the. We could ring them. We tend to ring them.
We like harassing people over the phone, don't we?
But it seems to have it seems like a franchise chain, so I decided against it. Abs gets micro lighting, which is the thing I'd like to try myself.
I'd never heard of in my life until that was mentioned.
It's like hang gliding, isn't it? Yeah, just with like an engine thing. Yeah. Dry slope skiing for Kate. Eddie the Eagle would love that. That's what I've got in my notes. That's what he did most time to no success. Duncan gets kayak. This is my favourite one. Duncan gets kayak and Canadian canoeing in Wales.
Yes.
Oh, I'm
somewhere
a lumberjack.
that looks like Canada.
Lumberjack boyo. And he's like, yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
Okay.
None of them are very impressed at it.
You say that like it seems like Toby's more impressed at everyone else's prizes. Lucy gets scuba diving. That's not bad. Not bad.
If it's in the sea, that's actually quite good. If it was in a swimming pool, that's good.
Toby kind of wronged by the fact that he really should get all the prizes for getting him here, despite being a knob. Rock climbing and abseiling. That's
all of these things you can do without paying.
I reckon this have a little voucher, but they have like a coupon book.
Yeah, that's probably it. Like you'll get your.
You have 10% off climbing a wall.
Yes, here's your voucher. It's not actually.
It was around today. It'd be like, yeah, here's a reduced 33% off at Go Ape. That's all you get.
That'll be it. They'll all be Go Ape.
I'd really like that though.
I've never been. I would love to go to Go Ape.
Okay, we'll plan it this time.
Yes, excellent.
Right, that's it.
And is it?
I enjoyed that a lot, Thomas. That was good fun.
That was really good.
It was the Crystal Maze has basically it's pretty much stayed exactly the same place in my heart it's not lessened in any way.
I think, given my age, I actually find it just as entertaining as I did when I was younger. I think the drama covers up what you can notice in the editing. Like, it's edited very well. You just have to think of it as an entertainment show rather than a game show, which it very much does.
Yeah.
It's only when you get to shows like Jungle Run that sort of try to paint an atmosphere around, like, instead of just being like a game show, like they're making an adventure.
The amount of shows that borrowed from this afterwards kind of tells you.
They set a very high precedent. Quite understandably, when I was a kid, I really, really wanted to do it.
Yep.
Nearly had the chance to do something similar to it, actually.
Oh.
So we're going to talk about Blackpool again, Chris, like we have done in podcasts before. Podcast.
There's a podcast.
It's a podcast. Blackpool actually had something called the Cyberdome. Cyberdome.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah,
which was a crystal maze thing that you could visit, and if you were the right age, you could do similar kind of tasks and adventures. I was too young to go. I do remember playing in a little soft play area that it had.
Crash.
I got
the
crystal crash. I got a cap and a t-shirt, and my mum felt sad for me, and I complained, and I got a little crystal to take away with me as well, which is really nice. The year afterwards, I was old enough to go. Fucking shut down, didn't it? It was near where they had a Coronation Street experience in Blackpool, and it was
Didn't
near
know
there.
that.
Yeah. Around there, and they had a Thunderbirds exhibit as well.
Let's go to Pleasure Beach.
We did.
Go to Sandcastle.
We did. But I think out of all of the game shows we looked at, I know Gladiator is one I would love to do, but this is the absolute tip top. Like, I cannot think of a smoother edited, smooth paced, or more consistent show in a game show format that we've looked at already.
Oh yeah, it's tight. It's good.
It's tight.
It's tight. Imagine if John Fashanu presented the Crystal Maze. I was sat on that for a while. Anyway, you've been listening to That 90s podcast. Next time, who knows when, because we just tend to record when the fuck we like these days, we'll be looking at the lesser of the Crystal Maze, the not as good one that was on Channel 5.
Not Chef Boyard.
Chef Boyard. Hosted by Dirty Den from EastEnders. Anyway, see you later, bye.
Aye. Toodaloo.